All right, y'all, we left off yesterday's video with me ending the evening putting the soup in the freezer, I believe. So yesterday afternoon just got away from me, and that happens sometimes. I did not make the chili last night. I did not make the banana bread that I wanted to make last night. Elizabeth needed some supplies for a college class, so we ended up leaving, going to Hobby Lobby and getting all of that. So I'm making the chili today, and I'm making the banana bread today. What else am I doing? Oh, yesterday we also did not get to open this and do the little bit of meal prep that I wanted to do. So that's what we're gonna do today. Just spend the evening with me. I'm getting supper ready. I'm getting the banana bread, I guess is dessert, plus it's for breakfast in the morning. Gonna do a little more food prep. So yeah, let's get supper going. Let's go over to the stove, and I'm gonna work on my chili first because I really want it to have time to sit and kind of just develop those flavors really good for a couple of hours so that when my husband gets off work and comes home, it's ready to eat. So let's go work on the chili first. Let me get my apron on because this could probably get messy. All right, and you might be wondering, what did we have for supper last night if we did not have chili? Well, because I already had hamburger meat laid out, we just did burgers because it was fast, it was easy. Like I said, I ended up having family come over yesterday and all the things, and I will always stop and visit with my family. So what we're going to do to start making this chili is the sausage that I had laid out yesterday. I'm going to use that. I get this at Aldi, and then just a pound of this hamburger meat from Sam's. Now, believe it or not, I'm out of onions. I really need to do a fresh produce order. I literally just made an Azure standard haul. That's another reason I'm kind of getting started later in this video. I had a lot of things going on that I needed to do, like grocery order. I ordered a lot from Azure standard, and then later on this evening I will make an HEB fresh food pickup, like apples, bananas, different things like that. I don't have an Aldi near me, or I would go there, but when we go to Houston sometimes I like to stop there and get that kind of stuff. But we're not scheduled to go there for another week and a half, so I need some fresh food. So I'm going to cook this sausage real quick first because I like to drain it. So I'm not going to cook this and the hamburger meat together yet. I'm just going to fry this sausage, kind of season it up a little bit and fry this up so that I can let it drain some of the grease after I cook it. And while that's draining, I will be cooking the hamburger meat, and then they'll all come back together here and make one big happy family. So since I'm out of onions, this is what I'm going to use. I use these when I make the Big Mac burgers, which are so good because you can put these in water and let them soak for a little while, and they taste just like the onions that come on the McDonald's burgers. So there's your little hack right there. All right, let's get this sausage going, and we might kind of flip back and forth. So while I am waiting on this to cook, we might go over there and open that box with the food prep storage stuff in it so I can get that washed. Let's just get some salt and pepper on this first. Oh, and I want to go show y'all that squash, butternut squash and zucchini soup now that it's frozen and been frozen overnight. So let's go look at that real quick. I want y'all to see kind of, if you watched the video yesterday on how I put the soup in the mason jar to freeze, I want y'all to see how it kind of expanded and swelled up in that jar compared to what it looked like yesterday. Okay, so here they are, and actually I have one missing because my dad came by yesterday and brought me some kind of stuff you can put in your drain from a plumber, and y'all will never guess what the name of it is. I'll show y'all in just a minute. It's so funny. I thought he brought me something from the thrift store, but he did not. But I sent him home with one of these. I was telling him how good it was, and he needed to take it home and try it. But you kind of see how far up towards the top it got. It definitely swelled up some in this jars, and that's why you leave plenty of headspace when you are freezing things in jars. So anyway, yeah, he was excited to get, oh, let me show y'all. I forgot what I was doing. Hold on. Okay, so he told me not to touch it with my hands, so I've got a paper towel here. But look at the name of this, y'all. Look at the name of this. Isn't that the funniest thing? I said, what in the world? Do you have a gag gift for me or something? This jar called Thrift? What's that all about? All right, it smells like a country breakfast going on in here. I'm going to go get my little thing to chop this meat up. Get all, as much of that fat off as I can. I mean, you want a little bit of fat, but you don't, you know, we don't like a whole lot. Okay, I've also got to fill my flour thing up to do that cake in a minute. But I want to, while that sausage is cooking, I just want to go ahead and kind of unbox this and get these washed. Because I have some strawberries and cheese. I want to make just like a couple little snack things. Since I have the soup to kind of be some of my lunches, I kind of want a couple snack things. I'm going to boil some eggs, but I don't think I'm going to get to that this evening. Okay, let's see. And my husband takes his lunch a lot, but the only divider type things like this I can find are all plastic. Well, I don't like him warming things up in a microwave in plastic. So I found these at Sam's, and I think I'm going to love them. They have a big enough, I'll probably get another set of these because I really like this. Like I said, it's a Pyrex brand. Look, y'all can tell, like here's one part, and then it's got a divider, and here's a bigger part. So these are going to work out really, really well. Get all these out so I can get them washed real quick. I'm not crazy about this color, but what are you going to do? They're all the same size. Is there 4 or 5? I can't remember. Kelsey was asking me yesterday how many came in here, and I honestly can't remember if it's 4 or I think it's just 4. That sure is a big old box for 4 little containers, isn't it? But y'all know as well as I do, this Pyrex, unless you drop and break it, it's gonna last you forever. What's that say? Oh, it just says Snapware. Oh, there is 5. I thought there was only 4. Clearly the box says 5, but I just now saw that. Y'all can tell I don't read the boxes very well. Yeah, I forget how much they were. I'll try to find the price and put it on the screen. Or try to link it if I can find them. I don't know how to do that with Sam's. Guess I could go on Sam's website. I don't know. I'll try to let y'all know if I can find them. But yeah, these are going to be awesome. I'm excited. I have a bunch of Snap like storage stuff kind of like this, but none of them have these dividers. So yay. Alright. Pick all this mess up. I feel like these pieces right here might be good for some kind of craft or something for the kids. So I'm going to hang on to those. Okay, but first we got to come back and check on this sausage. I can smell it. Probably need to turn it down a little bit. It's trying to stick. Let me put a little bit of water just to loosen up that bottom. Put a little bit of water on there, especially if you have stainless steel, and it will kind of deglaze, I guess, the bottom of this pan, and all of that stuck-on stuff comes right up. There's really not a lot of grease in here, but I'm still going to strain it because I don't like a lot of really, really greasy food like that comes out of sausage and all that. So that's pretty much. Okay, I'm turning that vent fan off. I feel like I'm screaming at y'all. I'm sorry if you couldn't even hear me over that. I'm going to drain this now. There's not a lot of fat in it, as you can see. But I'm still going to strain it. I guess that was Cinder. She's just a screaming. Nobody's here right now but me. So she's probably looking for Elizabeth. She loves Elizabeth. And when she's gone, she like will cry for her sometimes. Okay, let me wipe that out a little bit. Now I'm actually going to leave just a little bit of that in there for flavor, and I'll drain the rest. So now I am just going to get the hamburger meat going. So I like to use sausage and hamburger meat in my chili. And I really do not have exact measurements. I probably don't ever do it the same twice, ever. Because I put just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I just know the basic things. And the salt, so I am going to flavor this meat good. Salt, pepper. A little bit of onion powder, especially since I'm out. I am going to add some of that minced onion, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of onion powder. And this is my all seasoning thing is out here, but this is what I buy to put in there. It's my favorite. And fill this up. I'm going to get some of this on there. This is ready to go in the pantry now. And then I should have brought some. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this garlic powder. It's from Asia Standard. It's a very strong too, but I'm also putting minced garlic in it. This right here. So I don't want to put too much of the powder. And then in a minute, I don't like to put my chili powder in right now. I put it in a little bit later. But I also need to fill this up. And I just ordered some more of this as well. So I go through a lot of chili powder because I do use that when I make my taco seasoning also. Just a little bit. So while we're waiting on this to cook, I am going to go ahead and bring those containers over here. Does anybody else do this? I'm just all over the place sometimes. And I could make this video very aesthetic and edit it where it's just me making this and then just me doing something else, but that's not how I operate in real life. So I'm not going to generate it to look as that's how I do it. We're going to wash these containers and we are going to just be squirrel momenting all over the place. Okay, so let me wash this real quick and get it out of the way because I think I want to run a sink full of water. And this thing here, I had air fried some shrimp for lunch earlier. It just sounded really good. So I need to wash this real quick. Get this out of the way. And then run some water for those containers. I really want to do a little bit of prep in those. Okay, before I get involved with washing those, we are back over here because this meat is done. And this sausage has had a little while to strain. I'm going to turn this down low. Just slung some sausage. And I'm going to put the sausage back and I'll show y'all the grease, why I like to strain it. See all that grease on there? So I hear Cinder screaming. Let me go see where she's at. Okay, so both meats are in here. I'm done with the chopper. I'll put that over there so I can wash it. These stirred together. And let's go ahead and add some of this onion. Some of this garlic. There's just something about onion and garlic. It just lights up a recipe, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cans of tomato sauce. Here's the other one right here. I'm going to save these because I'm going to fill them up with water. I make a pretty big pot of chili when I make it. We'll eat on it for a couple of days and then I'll freeze the rest and we can pull it out and have, you know, a little bowl of chili or something. So there's those 2 cans. And I'm going to do a can of diced tomatoes. And I do not put beans in my chili. Let me know, do you put beans in your chili? I know a lot of people that do. diced tomatoes. And another reason I like to go ahead and put this on early and let it be kind of cooking and simmering is it will break down those tomatoes and they won't be like as chunky as they are when you first put them in there. Like I said, my family really doesn't like a chunky chili, but I know those tomatoes are chunky, but they don't stay that way. They do kind of, you know, break down and smush down into it. Now I'm going to put in some of that tomato paste I showed y'all in yesterday's video. And I think I'm probably going to have to use about half of this. So put about half of this in here. And the tomato paste just helps to make it a little thick. I don't want to, I wonder if I think I'm just going to go ahead and use it all. Because I want to say sometimes I use a whole can for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all of this tomato paste. This is what I mean, y'all. So I don't make it like, just to follow my recipe loosely if you want to make it like I'm making it. This is just one of those things that the amount I use of each ingredient may not always be the same because I just do. So like this is how much chili powder's in here right now. So I'm going to put all of that. Go ahead and fill up my container while I'm in here and it's empty. I brought a lot of stuff from my other pantry in here earlier because I needed to fill up flour and several spices. So put this back in the overflow pantry with that other seasoning. And then I can leave this out because I think I'm going to add a little more. I like it to taste like chili. So we do quite a bit of sprinkles of chili powder. And then just stir all this in. And just put it on low and let it go. Like your meat is done. Everything else is pretty much done. So you can just come back. I kind of let all these flavors marry together. Put it on like a low boil. And then I'll come back in about 30, 45 minutes and I'll taste it. Because I feel like that's enough time for it to kind of get all of its flavors mixed in and good. And you can kind of tell if you need some more salt, pepper, or some more chili powder. So this is about the consistency that we like. Sometimes I feel like if it's too thick, I'll add a little more water, but this looks perfect right now. So I'm going to just let this go, do its thing, and we are going to come over here and wash these containers as soon as I pick up all this trash. Okay, let's get these all washed up so they can be ready to use. I probably would have thrown these in the dishwasher and just let them work that way, but I think I'm just going to wash them, rinse them. They can kind of dry over here on the countertop while I'm doing something else. And that way I don't have to wait on the dishwasher to do all of its thing. So let's get these washed and ready to do some more food prep to make my life just a little bit easier. I absolutely love to have supper ready early so that when my husband gets home, it's ready. We can just eat. Sometimes he gets in later. Elizabeth and I have to go ahead and eat. We're starving to death. But I like for everything to be clean and ready to just serve, if you know what I mean. All the prep work, all that sort of stuff done. I'm going to clean up this before we move on. It's not a lot. But just kind of wiping things down, washing things, cleaning as you go, or cleaning as I go, I should say, makes things so much better for me. Like it kind of just keeps my headspace clear, if that makes any sense. So let me wipe down where I've splattered stuff. Our chili is looking wonderful. It's doing just what I need it to do, like a slow simmer here. I'm not even going to cover it yet. Just going to let it keep going. And I'll come check on it in a little while and give it a taste. So while we are waiting on those things to kind of dry a little bit, I could hand towel dry them, but why would I want to do that? We're going to get this banana bread going. And let me show y'all the recipe that I use. I've made these before, and I really love them. So I use this says breadsticks, hold on. So Kelsey got this banana bread recipe from someone, I don't even know how long ago. Like, she just made some one time and we were like, that is the best banana bread we have ever ate. What is the recipe? And she gave it to us. She can't even find the original recipe. She called me the other day to get this recipe. But anyway, I use this. I'll be sure and type it up in the description for y'all. I use this every time I make banana bread. Banana cake is what I call it. Banana bread muffins I do a ton of. The only thing about this is that it calls for a half a cup of mayonnaise. And because I am trying to stay away from seed oils as much as I can. I mean, don't get me wrong, y'all. We have junk food in our house. There's a whole box of chips from Sam's from Elizabeth's thing, and I ate a bag yesterday. Like, the temptation is always there. But today I'm going to try and do better. So instead of doing the half a cup of mayonnaise today, I'm going to experiment, and I'm going to use a half a cup of avocado oil, which I just ordered another gallon of that on Azure Standard, and we're just going to see how it tastes. I thought about making some homemade mayonnaise, but like I said, I'm trying to hang on to what eggs I have for like eating fresh. And what in the world? Oh, that's Elizabeth's cat. And then I got notifications going off on my phone. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, instead of using my eggs to make some mayonnaise, I'm just going to use avocado oil today. The eggs would be cheaper for me because they come from my backyard, but I sent my dad home with some eggs earlier. I want to boil some eggs in the next day or two to have to kind of like put in my snack boxes. And myself and Elizabeth, we try to eat eggs at least every other day in some way, form, or fashion. So I'm going to hold off on the eggs, long story short. Y'all know that I cannot just tell a simple, quick story. I have to go all off on a squirrel moment. So we are going to use, instead of this mayonnaise that it calls for, that's what I'm going to have in the recipe. I'm going to use avocado oil. So like when I type it up for you on the description box, you'll know that when you see the mayonnaise, you're like, wait, she didn't use mayonnaise. Well, it's because I'm going to substitute it. And I will let y'all know if I can tell a difference, because I make these so much, I will know. So let's get started on this. It calls for, let me just give you a quick rundown, 3 bananas, ripe bananas. And y'all, I think these are past the point of ripe. These just need to go in the trash. I had these out yesterday and I got to looking at them and I was like, yeah, no, these just need to go in the trash. So we're not going to use those. I don't really have a compost and I really don't want to feed those to my chickens, so I'm not. But we are going to use these very ripe bananas here that I have. So it calls for 3 ripe bananas. I have 4, so I'm going to go ahead and use 4 of them. And I'm going to cut back just a little bit on the avocado oil and see if it makes a difference. So 3 bananas is what it calls for, a half a cup of mayonnaise, 1 egg, 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of sugar, a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or measure with your heart on that is what my mama always said, and then a dash of cinnamon. And sometimes I put chocolate chips in mine. You can put blueberries in yours, whatever you want. So let's get started. Okay, because I am right-handed and y'all don't want my elbow in the camera the whole time, I'm going to turn it like this so y'all can really kind of see what's going on here. We're going to start with the bananas, and I just use my KitchenAid mixer because it just helps do a lot of the hard work for me, so why not? I'm going to get these in here and I'm going to let the KitchenAid smush them up for us instead of smushing these on a plate with a fork, which you can do. Done that many a times, but because I have the KitchenAid, I'm going to use that. And you don't have to have a KitchenAid or even a mixer like this. I've used it just with a spoon. I've done this recipe with just a spoon. But you kind of want to mash your bananas up in some way before you put them in here, just so they're not big old hunk of chunks. You don't want to, I mean, you might like it like that. Leave it chunky if you want to, but I don't. Well, seriously? Come on. All right, so bananas, and let's go ahead and just let this kind of smush them up. I'm gonna go get the avocado oil. All right, remember it called for a half a cup of mayonnaise. So this is, let me make sure I even have the right measurement, y'all. I've been known to. Okay, yes, this is a half a cup. So I'm gonna go just a little below that because I did the extra banana. So, in case you can tell, that's what I did. So there's our liquid. And then 1 egg, which is right over here, by the way. I'm going to crack this into this measuring just to make sure my egg is good. Because with fresh yard eggs, sometimes you just never know, but this one is perfect. Look at that beautiful yolk. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Go ahead and put the 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm using a 1/4 measuring cup, so 1, and this is cane sugar. That's why it looks like it's got a little brown tint to it. 2, 3. All right, so there's our sugar. And then 1.5 cups of flour. I need to refill this flour, but I want to wash the container, so I hope that I have enough. Okay, so there's 1. I'm just going to use this because it's small. It's a 1/4 measuring cup, so we're just going to use that. Almost. Okay. I'll put the rest of this in this measuring cup, and then I can wash this before I refill it with my new flour. Because see how, I don't know, I just like to wash it before I refill it again. Got our flour. Now 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I did the flour. So now I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Probably should have got all these measuring things out first. 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and when I'm baking, I do just use this salt here. Measure with your heart. I kind of like a lot of cinnamon in mine. So now something else that I am going to add. This is not in the recipe, but I am going to add this. I've added this before. Is protein powder. So this is just a vanilla flavored protein powder, just because I do want these to be a little more, you know, filling. I don't want to eat this and then be hungry in 30 minutes. So the protein will help us with not being so hungry, especially when we have this for breakfast. So I'm doing 2 big scoops of that. I thought about putting some collagen in here, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, or in my case, just, you know, till you feel like it. And then we are going to get this all going. I don't know if I'm going to add, I might add chocolate chips to one little corner, because sometimes I like a little chocolate in my life, and that kind of helps give me that fix of chocolate that I want. And then this is going to go on in my baking pan. Again, I'm making this into like a cake, I guess you could call it. We can have this for dessert, but it's also going to be for breakfast. So one of those little containers I could take, put my husband a big chunk of this, and like a couple of boiled eggs. That's a great breakfast for him to take to work. And for me. So it's ready and I don't even have to think about it. I'm just going to use this one right here. I was going to use the bigger one, but I think this one will be plenty big. So I'm going to oil this with a little bit of butter. I washed my butter dish the other day, so that's why my butter is in this. Let me get that spread around just so this don't stick too bad. What's the problem here? All right. I got these green baking dishes here. My husband got me these last year, or no, year before last, 2023's Christmas. They are this Figment. They are this Figment brand from Target. And oh my goodness, they are the perfect color green, and I love these. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven, and I don't even have how long to cook this for on my recipe. Look, I got stuff on me. So I'll try to time it today for y'all. I have mine on 350 in this size pan right here. I would say this is probably a 9 by 12 or something. And I'll let y'all know how long it takes. I'm going to put the timer on for 20 minutes. And we'll check it at that point. Okay, so I got to pause real quick on this mess and run and go do a little back end stuff for a video that's about to post for y'all in your time. I'm a day ahead. You're a day behind. So I need to go finish that stuff up real quick. And then we're going to come back in here, clean up this mess, and get some little food prep ready for me and my husband. I wanted to show y'all something real quick. I've been over there cleaning up some of the muffin mess. It's been in there for 20 minutes and it was not done. So I turned my oven down to 300 and I'm setting the timer for 5 minutes. I forgot to set the timer a while ago. Like I said, it's been in there for 20 minutes and I'm adding 5 minutes to it now. So I wanted to show y'all when my dad come over earlier what he brought me. He brought some from Atwood. So if you have an Atwood's like farm supply store, he picked these up and he said that these are so good. They are spiced, old-fashioned spiced peaches. Let me show y'all up close. So let me know if you have ever tried these from Atwood's, if you have one. And then he brought me this strawberry jam, which he says is also amazing. And he got it at Atwood's. That's what it looks like. I'm actually about to can some, because I was out of my apple jelly from before, so I'm about to can some raspberry jelly pretty soon. So yeah, those look amazing. I just ordered me some cottage cheese off Asia Standard as well. And so those peaches and that cottage cheese are going to be so good together. I want to try one. I don't know if I'll have any tonight, but I really like to eat peaches with cottage cheese. So I wanted to share that with y'all in case you have an Atwood's and you're curious. We'll test them out in a future video and see how we like them. Here's the status of the chili. Looking good, looking good. Still simmering away. The banana bread cake is still in the oven. Little peek at that. And so now I'm going to work on a little bit of a food prep. Oh, let me show y'all what I got yesterday when I went with Elizabeth to Hobby Lobby. I ended up getting me some of these. I showed y'all these in a video before. I love to use these in my decor, and they were 40% off this week, so I went ahead and got a package. They're normally $7.99. I got them for 40% off, and I want to use this set here in the guest room. So I grabbed those yesterday at Hobby Lobby. That's the only thing that I got, mainly because they only had one package of those left. So if I can buy another Hobby Lobby before that sale goes off, I will probably get 2 or 3 more bundles of those. I just found that I love them that much. I think I'm only going to prep 3 of these for me right now so that I can save the other 2 for my husband. I can make him one with some chili and crackers in one for a lunch this week. And then I can make one, I can put him some of that bread and what did I say I was going to put in his a while ago? I don't know, something else maybe for like a breakfast. So we'll see. So let's just prep 3 of these real quick for me, like some snacky kind of food or for like breakfast, even though I don't eat much breakfast. But so I have some strawberries from Sam's. Elizabeth's already got in these and cut up a whole bunch and kind of like prepped her a mason jar full. So I'm going to use the rest, or maybe not all of them, but I'm going to use some of these to prep for like me a snack 3 snack boxes. I'm going to use that. And what else can I put in there? Oh, let's check this bread. Nope, not ready yet. Okay, so I went to get this. This thing come from IKEA, but I know they sell some on Amazon and all. And what this is it fits over your sink, and I like to use it sometimes to just hold all my dish sponges and all that kind of stuff in so that it can drain through the bottom. But I washed it and all yesterday because I knew I wanted to do some some fruit prep. So I am going to get a lot of these strawberries cut and in here so that I can, bless you, rinse these off and get them in my food prep containers. All right, I went and put that back at the sink so that I could drain them when I get done. I'm just going to use some of this fruit and veggie soak right here. You can use vinegar to do this as well, but I have this, so I'm just going to use it just a little bit. I'm going to cut the strawberries up, put them in here, and then I'll go dump them in that strainer. Now I will, you know, they say that it's good to use the strawberry stems, that part, to like put in your smoothies and stuff, that the green part is just as good for you. Somebody told me that one time, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know if I can get past that. So I'm going to cut these strawberries up. Get a little bit of food prep underway. Okay, I'm going to take these little strawberry scraps out to these chickens. And somebody asked a very valid question the other day. They said, well, who puts your chickens up at night? And that's a good question. So honestly, nobody puts our chickens up at night. They put themselves up. So it is probably about 5:30. You can see that the sun is setting. And a lot of our chicks over there. So these are our new chicks, and they just will not get very far away from over here. And I promise this is all cuter when we're not in the middle of winter. I have plans to make this cute coop, so cute, but then it's freezing weather right now, and so my husband has done everything he can to try to block all the wind off of them. But here they are back here, kind of hiding. Like I said, they will not get too far because they are still young and not real sure about venturing out. But we do let them out to scratch and get on grass and all of the things every day. But I don't know if you can see them all in there, but they're all kind of hiding back here in this bush. And there was a hawk out here Monday, I think my husband said. So they're a little skittish today. So I'm going to give them some of these strawberry scraps. And then I'm going to come back out here when it's dark and just show y'all that they do put theirself up. As you can see, the door is propped open. There's Piper, and she don't mess with them, by the way. There's that box that I still haven't put on a burn pile. It's been too cold out here to do anything, y'all. But anyway, their heat lamps are on. They will, after dark, I'll try to come out here, or really close to dark when I think they're cooping up. You will notice that they just put themselves up, and our big chickens do too. So you can see my rooster. You can see my rooster right here. He's kind of circling around these new hens, trying to kind of get to know them and all the things. But they will start all kind of getting around their coop because they go in here by themselves at night as well. So yeah, they all just put themselves up, which is amazing. Now what we do is, or what my husband does most of the time, is when he gets home, usually he gets out of his truck, and before he ever even comes in the house, he's coming out here and shutting doors and making sure that everybody has what they need for the night. I have been coming to check their water. Earlier today when I come out here, I had to pour some hot water in there because it was froze solid. So yeah, we'll come back out here in a little while and I'll show y'all that I didn't have to come out here and do anything. They just get in their coop and go to bed on their own. Okay, so this has been pulled out. My knife is coming out clean, so this is ready. Probably should have used a toothpick there, but did not. It will be fine. This looks beautiful. So what I did is I baked this on 350 for 20 minutes. no, let's say 25 minutes. And then I turned my heat down to 300 and I baked it for probably another 7 to 10 minutes. It's going to depend on your oven as well. So, okay, so let me show y'all what I've done. I've taken 3 of these containers. I put a piece, just like a little piece of ham. That's what I'm going to do with this week's, because that's what I have. Some of these little cubes of cheese that I got at Sam's. Already cut up, but you know, you can get a block of cheese and do this. This is probably what I'll do next time. And then my strawberries. I got them all rinsed off, and I got a little piece of paper towel down there just to soak up any moisture. And then I took some of these. These are so good. I get these at Sam's. I think I saw Kelsey get these, and I had to try them. So they are in one of these little snack bags, and I've just put that in there like that. So I have like a little homemade Lunchable snack, breakfast, whatever you want it to be. And because this is all ready to go, and all I have to do, is pull this out and start eating, I am going to be so much more on track with eating healthier because I have something prepped. I have 2 more of these, so I only made 3 of these. These are all the same thing. I figure after about 3 days I'll get tired of the same stuff. Now, I will say that I have some yogurt that I might drizzle over these strawberries, especially if I'm home. I can just get some yogurt and drizzle over those. I did not do that ahead of time because I have that paper towel down in there because these were just freshly rinsed and all. I was afraid of them, you know, getting too soggy. So I can do that if I want to, but I am super excited to have 3 of these packed up, and I'm probably going to get another box of these. I do want to boil some eggs and do different things. They won't always look like this, but this is what I have right now. I desperately need to go to the grocery store because I am out of everything. But yeah, this is what it looks like for the next 3 days, and that makes me feel better. I can just grab this out and I'll have food ready. So definitely on board with the food prep. And I can get some more also for like putting leftovers in for my husband to take to work, and even for me for lunch. I'm the type of person that if it is prepped up and ready to go and all I have to do is take the lid off of it and either eat it or heat it up, I am usually going to eat more healthy that way. So it is now after 6. Let's go check on this chili one more time. I have tasted it. It doesn't need actually anything else added to it. It is smelling so good. It's just the right consistency that we like. I will probably get that food masher and kind of mash in there to mash up those tomatoes a little bit more. But here's our banana bread, and I think I'm going to take one of those other containers and put some of this. And I have some cherries right here that I got at Sam's the other day too. So I might rinse some of these off and make my husband like a breakfast and a lunch one. So make one like with some chili and crackers and a little bit of shredded cheese on the side, and then make one with some of that banana bread and some of these cherries for him to take to work too. He might like that. So definitely loving the meal prep containers. I am going back to get me some more of those for sure. Okay, real quick. It is, like I said, after 6. It's pretty dark. Haven't turned on any lights outside yet. I'm gonna walk out here and check on these chickens. Oh, my husband's out here too. I guess we need to get out here before he gets everybody shut up. Yeah, he's out here talking to the chickens. Okay, so they're probably not going to be up since he's out here, because when they see him, they come to greet him. Oh, yeah, they're all going to bed. Let's see. I'm trying to show all of my YouTube friends that the chickens actually coop up and go to bed by themselves. And of course, you're out here visiting with everybody. Yeah, they normally get cooped up, I guess, because you're here. They're slowly getting in there. I see. Okay, so, yep, you can see them all getting ready to go to bed. Let me try to get closer. Their heat lamps are on. If I get too close, they won't. Okay, everybody, it's time to go to bed. See, some of them are in there, and some of them are still out. It's like once a certain time hits, they're all ready to get in there. There's a few stragglers out here. You probably can't see them because it's dark, but they will all eventually get in here and get on their roost. time for y'all to go to bed. Yeah, there they go. Come on, everybody, let's go. Come on, one more. One more for this coop. Where you going? Yeah, let me get a little bit closer where y'all can see that they are actually all about to be in here. Some of them. This other one's probably not getting in because I'm standing right here. Well, there's 2 more actually. No, 3. 3 more for this little coop. If I back up, they'll get in there. And they're headed to bed. I think it threw them off because my husband just pulled up, and they love my husband. But yep, there they go. You notice I'm not doing anything. They just go in there and go to bed, like at dark. And it's not pitch black dark yet, so that maybe, yep, there goes one up in the coop. They're like, good night, see y'all later. So anyway, yeah, so that's all of them. And the rooster, he's the last one in. He's making sure everybody's okay. And let's come back over here and see if those other ones went in. One more. I'm not gonna get too close because she may be she's kind of skittish. There she goes. All right, so yes, there's everybody in their house. They go in here by themselves. That's everybody in here. One last shot for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this door since I'm out here. Definitely getting cold, I tell you that. All right, good night, everybody. I'm gonna go back over here again. And I know it's dark, y'all can't really see. We got an automatic light that comes on when you walk out here. But yes, they are all in here and getting ready to go to bed. He's about to go up them steps and go to sleep. He says, good night, everybody. See you next time. Okay, there goes Elizabeth. Where's she going? I didn't even know she was leaving. Where is you going?
I'm going to study with Rosalind.
Okay.
Downtown. We're going to hang out down there for a bit.
To the coffee shop?
Uh-huh.
Okay, be careful, babe. I love you. Okay, and if y'all can't tell by now, by my videos, I stay busy. I stay busy, but I love it. Okay, this chili was so good. It was one of my best, I must admit. My husband even come hunting me down later after he had some and was telling me that it was the bomb and how good it was. Like I said, I really don't know what I did any different than some of the times before, other than using the minced onions and the garlic the way that I did. I usually use fresh, but maybe I'll do it this way from now on. I don't know. It was so good, y'all. Thank y'all so much for spending the evening with me. I did want to tell you on that banana bread, I cannot tell the difference between the mayonnaise and the avocado oil. So for healthier purposes, I will probably always use the avocado oil unless I make my own mayonnaise. But again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. We hope y'all have a wonderful evening. We love y'all, and I'll see you really soon with a brand new video.